Can you just tell us the story of how the impending birth of your daughter Elsie inspired you to start writing children's songs?
Yeah, well, the impending birth of my daughter inspired me, but it didn't give me all the tools necessary. I sat down and tried to write some songs in anticipation of her being born. Sort of pictured having like a little album of lullabies for her to play in her nursery, but just I didn't know what it was like to be a dad yet, so nothing really came. And it wasn't until a year later when I took over for my girlfriend who went back to work after mat leave, and I was just spending my days with her, trying to entertain her and get through, a late winter, early spring in Ottawa. And I've got a little kid's guitar, like a 60s K child-sized guitar that hangs on the wall in the kitchen. So we'd be doing stuff, and I'd be telling her a story about my friend Turtle, who had nicknamed Turtle when we were young, and that would turn into the song Turtle and Guy, and just started singing, narrating what we were doing. And when I turned around after 7 weeks of looking after her, I had a whole album's worth of material in my iPhone voice memos.
Are you going to have to credit her as a co-writer?
I think at this point I don't have to credit her as a co-writer because she doesn't know what co-writing is. But once she gets hip to like seeing my SOCAN checks come in, she's really into the mail. So when she starts ripping that mail open and looking at the numbers, she might start negotiating for a cut.
When you had a record deal with Sony Music Canada, you were published by Sony ATV Music Publishing. Did a publishing deal help to get your songs out into the world? Did that? I want to find out a little bit about the effect of publishing and having a publisher and how that works for you.
Yes. The short answer is yes. So I was published by Sony ATV, and the team here in Canada that signed me was Gary Furness and Dave Quilico. And it was actually Gary who talked the president of Sony, Denise Donlin, at the time, I think, into nudging them towards signing me to a record deal as well. So it really started with Gary. And they definitely did. They worked my songs hard, and we still have a fruitful business relationship because they still have that catalog, and they still call me up sometimes with licenses. And they're no longer spending money on advances for me, and so we're both like just in the black making money off those cataloged songs. Scar That Never Heals is a song off Goodbye Blue Monday. It's the first track, and that is probably my most licensed song. That was in a Volkswagen ad for like 6 months. It has been in several movie trailers, like My Idiot Brother comes to mind. I think for a while they found this real niche with music supervisors who were looking for kind of like that Paul Simon-y sound, and they didn't have a Paul Simon-y budget.